Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As I have to do for the next 60 days or so, I got to go share this to my personal page because this is fun. Welcome to Facebook. I got to add that to the end of my daily truths. Don't surrender your pets. Facebook's also an asshole. It's also not even popping up on my Facebook. Let's see. Come on, truth. Like this video, share this video, do all the things with said video. Is it going to show live? I don't know. Today's going to be a fun one. We're getting back into motivation, inspiration, and perspiration. It's not going to show. I'm going to share it later. This is what I'm talking about. Facebook. Let's see if I can. One last try to share it. There it is. All right. I'm going to go share it to my personal page because I can't go live on my personal page. And the daily truth. I've wasted a minute. Sorry, guys. Here we go. It has to make it difficult on me. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Again, come on in. I think tomorrow I'm going to do quotes, so make sure you bring your quotes for tomorrow. All right. Today's daily truth is about what I like to call the trifecta. I was thinking about this on the road. We're talking to Kelly about trying to make the NFR, the National Final Rodeo, and also just talking about greatness in general in my head and talking about the people that have made it. I had a conversation with Jay. Jay, if you're watching, we texted a little bit about it and how there's so many great athletes in the world, depending on their discipline and depending on their sport. It doesn't quite matter because there's so many talented people. How do we have the Michael Jordans? How do we have the Kobe Bryants? How do we have the Ken Griffey Juniors, Mark McGuire's, whoever's great today, Bryce Harper's in baseball, hockey players the same. How do we have the greatest in the world? Because there's some great athletes out there in the Olympics, and it doesn't matter. Every discipline you could possibly think of. Horseback riding, rodeo, what sets people apart? And it's because in that moment they have to perform. When you're off the actual field of play, there's a lot of great people. But when you're between the lines, when you're between when you're in the arena, when you're in the focus of what you have to do, there's a certain thing, je ne sais quoi, what people say, that set people apart, that make people different. I like the comments are coming in right now. Keep making comments. Let's break that algorithm. Here's the thing. It's something that I like to call the trifecta. You have to not only talent is there. You have to have talent, but the three things that make people great above and beyond talent is you got to have the heart, you got to have the mind, and ultimately, you got to have the guts. You have to have the stomach. So let me break apart what this means. You have to be incredibly strong in mind. You have to have laser focus. You have to know what makes you tick. Not everybody has to be mean and angry before they do what they do. Sometimes people are better being loose. You have to know your mind, but you have to do what works inside that cabeza, inside that head of yours. That's the mind. You have to be sharp in mind, focused, and know what works. That takes intellectual ability, not about book reading and whatever, but intellectual ability about your specific discipline. Second, the heart. You have to be brave. You have to be willing to do things that are difficult. You have to be able to, when you're in the field of battle, because the stomach is different than the heart, just barely, but when you're actually out there doing your sport, doing your thing, and again, I'm talking about sports, but in all reality, I'm talking about all aspects of life. If you want to be the best salesperson, if you want to be the best speaker, if you want to be whatever it might be, whatever your discipline, if you want to be the best coach, you want to be the best car salesman, whatever it is. Then you also have to have heart, because when you're there, you have to be authentic. You have to be genuine. You have to put it all on the line. You have to be willing to do that, because everything around you can sense authenticity. 3, you got to have the guts. You got to have the stomach. This is the most important part of the trifecta, because you're not going to win every time. You're not going to have things go for you well every time, but you have to have the stomach to be willing to get back out there over and over and over again. You use the mind to make adjustments. You use the heart to be brave in the field of battle, and use the stomach to keep coming back. That's the trifecta. That's what sets people apart. That's what makes people great. So here's the recap. The truth is, it's not just about talent. It's about having what I like to call the trifecta. You have a little bit of talent in order to be great, but the thing that sets you apart, the thing that makes you a winner and not just really good at something, is you have to have the mind. You have to be strong in mind. You have to be sharp. You have to know what makes you tick. You have to be able to make adjustments. And if something's not going well in your mind, if something's not there, whatever you are doing can sense it. Say you are riding a horse, say that is your discipline, say you're a barrel racer per se. The horse can sense it. Your whole body can sense when your mind's not there. Next, you have to have heart. You have to be willing to lay it all out on the line, no matter what happens, no matter how bad things go in whatever sport or aspect of life. You have to be willing to take the beating, but you have to be out there. You have to be focused, and you have to be giving it all of yourself. That authenticity that comes from laying it all on the field. Now, then, lastly, the last part of the trifecta is the guts, the stomach. Right in here, the willingness to fail, the willingness to get knocked down and get back up again, whether it's in the game or after the game, so you come back. That's what makes you the Kobe Bryant. That's what gives you that Mamba mentality. That's what gives you strength. That's what sets you apart from everybody else out there. And if you're not a professional athlete, obviously most of us are not, and it's just your daily life, it's just the basics of what you go through on your daily life. It's going to be these three things, that basic trifecta that's going to set you apart in regular life. In sport, you got to have a lot of talent. In regular life, you got to have passion. And then these three things, the trifecta. That's the daily truth. That's the truth in under 7 minutes today. I hope you like this video. Share this video. Do all things with this video. Don't surrender your pet. Don't be a garbage human. Tonight is my free speaking webinar. I would love for you guys to join me. Workshop. First 30 minutes, it's working together. You guys actually get to talk. So have your cameras on, do all the things. Go to doubledownspeaking.com. Again, that's doubledownspeaking.com. Register. It is free. We have a good time. We've got, I think, a couple new people this week. So hopefully we'll have some more new people. I will see you there, doubledownspeaking.com. God bless. Like I said, don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human. And now, because I can't go live on my personal Facebook page, Zuckerberg, you suck.